This is Ashley Danielle from ashleydanielle.com, and I am your psychic intuitive manifestation mentor. Something that I think is really prevalent in my clients, the people that watch my videos, the people that resonate with what I talk about, is this notion that it's too late, right? So it's too late. It's too late for me. I hear this a lot, especially when I first start working with somebody. Perhaps you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and you are feeling like I'm too old, right? Like what I just heard is you can't teach an old dog new tricks, which is not true. Or perhaps you've worked at your job or your career for 20 years and you're like, I'm so close to retirement, or it would be stupid to leave now, or there's no way that things could change and this could get better for me, right? That's one that comes up a lot. Another is perhaps you've been in a relationship with somebody for a long time and you're, feeling unhappy and you're like, well, they could never change. The way that this relationship functions could never change, right? I want to tell you that it's all bullshit. You're never too old. It's never too late. You're never, I don't want to say it like that because, well, what I was going to say is you're never actually truly stuck. And I stop myself because there are situations where that feels very real. And I've been in those situations, right? And it's like, no, you don't understand. I actually am stuck. And so that's something that we can detangle. But it's nonsense, right? Like it's nonsense to your feelings are valid. And of course, the way that the world is set up, once you reach, like 30, I remember when I was like 18, 19, I'm like a 30-year-old. That's so old, right? But like truly, especially if you're a woman, once you reach 30, once you reach 40, it's like, oh, your life's over, right? You're past your peak, you're past your prime. And it's nonsense. It's absolute fucking nonsense for myself and for my friends and clients. It's like once you get to a point where you realize that the lies that we've been fed are complete bullshit and we get to have a choice and you get to start living consciously and you get to make changes and choose your goals and choose what you desire. Life actually is just beginning. I kind of feel like, especially my clients, it's like there's not really a midlife crisis. It's like a midlife reawakening. It's like a midlife rebirth. And the point of all of this is a lot of times once you get to a place where, maybe you've worked at a place for, 20 years, or, you've been in a relationship for 20 years, or you've been doing life the way that you know it for so long, it can feel like, and you can have the excuse of, it's too late for me. Things can't change. And that will stop you from having changes. That will prevent you from experiencing different and better and reaching your goals and your desires. So for example, if somebody comes to me and they're like, Ashley, I want to start receiving $10,000 a month, or I want to completely change my career, but there's just no way, right? Like I'm unhappy. I don't know what to do. If you have the belief that it is true for you that things can't change, it's too late for you, it'd be too difficult, it doesn't make sense, all of these things, those opportunities will not, either not present themselves to you or you'll completely miss them because your mindset is focused, right? And your nervous system, like you just will reject it. You won't even see it, or if you do see it, you'll reject it because you don't believe it's possible for you. So then the work becomes getting yourself to I hate this word, but like what just popped in is limiting beliefs. Like start to notice where you believe shitty beliefs, where you believe things like it's too late for you or it's impossible, and start to rewrite them for yourself. This is a lot of the work that I do with my clients is because it's easy for me to see it when you're actually in it and it's your own self and your own beliefs. Like it can be really difficult to differentiate between, oh shit, like I didn't realize that I thought that I was too old, to go back to school, or I thought I was too old to learn something new, or I didn't realize how scared I am of making a change. Therefore, I believe that it was impossible for me. So, having a coach, having somebody that can like really see into your brain a bit and into your nervous system and into your inner childhood and or your inner children, an inner child can be the difference between making changes happen rapidly and not, perhaps not changing. Here's the thing that I want to stress. If you believe that it is too late for you, if you believe these things, it is still possible for you to change. It is still possible for you to have your desires. How this shows up, I'm laughing because it's like uh, I get a lot of visuals, and so I'm just like, I'm seeing all of these things in real time as I'm speaking, and it just makes me laugh. So a lot of times, how this shows itself is clients come to me and they're like, I don't have desires. Like I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want, right? And like this is almost always for the people that I've worked with, this has almost always been, I think it's impossible for me to have what I desire. I think that it's too big of a change. It is too much of a transition, or I'm scared of what the implications would be. So for example, something that can happen is I'm really unhappy in my relationship. I'm really unhappy in my marriage, but I can't see my person changing. I can't see me changing in this relationship. And I don't want to go there. I don't want to touch that because that might mean, a separation, or that might mean drastic changes, right? And that is terrifying, especially, I don't think that this is always true, but a lot of the times, the older that we get, the less that we like change. And that's just a function of aging, right? And so it's like, it can feel terrifying, and it can feel like such a massive change that it is impossible, that we won't allow ourselves to dream that big. We won't allow ourselves to see our desires. And so that's why I believe in this coaching work, is because I want you to know that it is possible for you. It is possible for you. Even if you don't know what you desire, you can still experience life differently and better. And you can still start to receive more goodness, whether that's money, whether that's love, whether that's opportunities, like whatever it is that you desire. And we will uncover what it is that you desire. And it gets to be this slow unfolding that happens when you heal, right? When you do the inner work, when you start to shift your beliefs, when you learn to regulate your nervous system, when you they were like, when you start to move your body, right? Like it doesn't have to be like that. But when you get all of your bodies on board, your spiritual, your mental, your emotional, and your physical, magic gets to happen. I don't mean magic like woo woo. I mean magic like your life drastically changes for the better. And also, I can feel people being like, "Oh, I'm not ready for the change." That's what you're talking about. My point here is it is not too late for you. It is the perfect time, and things unfold exactly how they're meant to, and how they're meant to is actually how you desire. And so, if you take something away from listening to me or watching my videos, let it be that this is actually possible for you. And they're showing like when I was a kid, or like I guess in the 90s, there'd be lots of like infomercials on. I get a lot of metaphors and examples when I'm like channeling doing this work. So it always makes me laugh. But there would be, I'm sure there's still infomercials on it, who knows. But one of the things was, if it's possible for me, it's possible for you. And I always felt like that's such a, not a weird thing to say, but it doesn't feel helpful, right? When somebody's like, well, I did it, you can do it too. And it's like, yeah, but you probably have opportunities and privilege that you're not addressing, right? Like, what is easy for one person doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be easy for the next person. And I want to tell you, right? Like I'm my own little infomercial here, but truly, like, whether you stop watching my videos, or whether we work together, or whether, you just like forget I even existed, please just know, take this one nugget with you. It is possible for you. And not only is it possible for you, it is meant for you. And there's a part of you that desires to decondition from the way that we've been taught to live in this society, in this world that we're living in. You get to decondition from that and start to live from purpose, and start to live on purpose, and start to live consciously, and choosing what is right for you, and what is real for you, and what is true for you. And from that, actually what happens is society starts to shift. Things change, because then you're like plugged into, I don't want to say it like that. Okay, well, I'll just say what's coming through. It's like then you're plugged into source, which, some people are like, God, whatever. I believe, right? Like and you can take this, or you can be like, nope, don't resonate with that. That's perfectly fine. I feel like we're all meant to discover what we believe to be true for ourselves. But I believe that like we're all connected. And when one person heals, it helps everybody heal. So it's like, oh, manifestation, blah, blah, blah. That's selfish, duh, like all of this, which, perhaps. But when you learn to be whole, and I don't want to say healed, but like healing on this journey, it does ripple out and affects everybody else. So it's not too late for you. And if anybody tells you that you're too old, or that it'd be foolish to leave your job. And I'm not telling you to leave your job, but it's something that comes up, where a lot of my clients are like, I am not happy in my job. And we work through changes. Sometimes they take a different position. Sometimes they leave altogether. I don't know if I said promotion, or like a lateral move, or, things shift and change. Perhaps, they have like a really difficult boss, and the boss leaves, and they get a new boss that actually works better and well, and is better for everybody, right? So it is possible. And it is possible for you. If it was possible for me, it's possible for you. But no, really. If you have any questions, I would love to hear them in the comments below. And I will see you in the next video.